Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna try to build the ultimate 80s clean tone. Okay, so I'm using my Boss GX-100 and it's connected via USB. This will also work for the Boss GX-10, newer one, 10. And I'm connected via USB. I could use jacks, it would be the same. So for an 80s tone, all right, let's start out. I have like sort of a blank canvas here. I got a nice suppressor here that I might want to turn the release down, and for now this will be more than enough. And my amp of choice, you could use other clean amp, but we're gonna start, or we're gonna do this with the Boss, with the Roland GX-120. So this is our basic tone. I'm using this Charvel because I think it's more of an appropriate guitar for an 80s guitar tone. The configurations you have, like the in-between positions, right, where the coil split, instead of the full humbucker, that will introduce some distortion. And we don't want that. So first things first, I'm going to lower the gain here and increase my, where is it, level around probably 70. Okay. There's always some loss of volume when you go into the split coil thing, but that's perfectly normal. And for now we have everything at noon, as you guys can see. So let's start to tweak some knobs and add some effects, because we're going to need a lot of effects for this kind of tone. Alright, so first off, I'm going to engage my presence, or at least put it more like so, and the bright switch on, so it will sound like this on the bridge pickup. Okay, more than enough. I'm gonna take some mids. We don't need that kind of mid-range frequency. It's very important that the sound never gets into distortion, okay? Now we have a couple of options here in terms of cabs. I'm gonna try, first of all, a 2x12 cab, see how it sounds. Sounds good, not so full. I really like, I've tried this 1x12, and 1x8, and I really like it. Kind of a synth sound. So let's try out 4x12. Compare it to our original cab, and if it sounds good, we'll stay with 4x12. Very similar, 4x12 again. Okay, let's say with this one, it's a little bit more dark, but we can increase our presence here. Now, microphones, we have to test them, right? So we have a 57. Mic distance short, so it's in the cone. Let's try out dynamic 421. Not necessarily this one. Next one. Too dark. Next one. Sounds great, but not for the kind of application we want. Now we have, oh come on, we have a ribbon. Too much mids for this application. Now we have the blend A. Sounds good. Blend B. Also sounds good. Let's try the blend C. Too dark. And finally we have flat. Let's try dynamic 57 again. And going for the blend A. I think it was blend A. Okay, let's say with the 57. Now the mic position, if you put it like this in the center, the mic distance is different. I think I made a mistake. Yeah, the mic position, it's in the cone or not. So let's increase. If I put it max it out, it's completely off axis. I don't want that. But I don't know if I want this totally in the center. Especially with my bridge pickup, which is very hot and also will go into treble very easily. Now the position, if you put it long, you get some ambience room, medium. And now short. We want it short probably. Okay, now let's go for the resonance. If you put it like this, you're gonna lose. Especially the low end is going out. Go like this. You have more body to it and more high end. Yes. So I need all high end I want to. Sag, let's compress this. The sound is so low, there's no distortion, so it's very subtle that when the sag is -10, you have more of an overall bass tone. So let's leave the sag at about -5, okay? We want a clear, perfectly clear tone. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the sound right now. I'm gonna put a little bit louder here in my control surface. I gotta stick it to see if it distorts or not. There's some distortion, so I'm going to back up this a little bit more. And as I back up this, we'll lose volume. But we'll compensate that with parametric EQ at the end. Okay, right now I can put it at the end, but for now I can do like 2 decibels, no, not here. I can do decibels here to make up for the loss of volume. Very dry, but I like it. Now in this situation, I also like to take some of the high mids or low mids, like so, -2 decibels. Maybe sharpen the EQ. Low cut, I'm gonna take about 40 because for now it's not need more. Now the high cut, you know, usually amps go around 5 to 10, so we want a bright tone, but we don't want the fizziness. So I think everything is cool for now. So let's start adding some effects. And the first effect I want to add, and this is very important, is a compressor, okay? Already much more noise and volume, and I don't want that. So we got a couple of compressor here to choose from. Let's see what sounds best. First and foremost, I'm going to decrease my sustain. All right? And check out, because you have to realize that the compressor, when it's on, you have to have the same volume as when it's off. It's already working. When I talk about the compressor, one very cool thing. I'm going to bring the attack up. This is really not a real good representation of what a compressor does, because the attack time, if you put it anti-clockwise, it will take longer for the sound to come up. But it's not a real representation because compressors in the real world behave differently, and I have a Boss compressor, I know what I'm talking about. If I put the attack like this, only then the sound will come. So I want a slow attack so the transients can cut. Now in the split thing. Without it. Okay, this was a very famous thing. Compressor will have to be there. Now we're going to add some reverb and some delay because it's important, and other stuff. I'm going for a reverb plus. I'm going to put it there and check out what I have here. I'm probably go for a large room. See how it sounds first. Okay, in these Boss units, I'm going to put this a little bit higher, like 3.2. You really have to crank the reverb in order to hear it. Okay. We already have some noise, probably from the compressor. So we might need to increase our noise suppression just a tiny little bit. Now here, effect level, I'm going to exaggerate it because I need to hear it very well. And with the same configurations, if you go for a plate, well, maybe a plate will do better job here. So let's say with a plate and cut around 400 and take out around 2K, probably something like that. We'll see how it sounds. Maybe a bit too dark, so let's put it like 4K. You have the low amp and the low damp and the high damp, but you also have duck pre and duck post. So in duck post, if I put it like so, if I do this on the duck pre, it's like the reverb comes after or before, so we're not going to touch that. There's some modulation also, if I put it like this, going on, and I can leave it like around 10, just very, very subtle, because modulation will come from other stuff. I'm noticing now that when I engage the reverb, some frequencies stand up or stand out that I don't want to, so maybe I will need to use another EQ, I don't know. I need to put something like here because this is not making, okay. The compressor is definitely doing its thing, but I want more. So, what you can do, and it's a very different thing from what usually people do, is to put a compressor at the end of the chain, like you're using a studio compressor at the final stage, okay? And it's very common to do that in the studio. But why not do it here in the actual, not after the reverb, because we'll cut it, okay? I can show you. So I put a compressor here, kind of with the same settings, you know, longer attack, less level, much less. I think this will cut the reverb. And the reverb only appears after the compressor, the release time has been all done. That's why it's not, there should be controls like, instead of sustain, attack, and level, you should have like threshold and attack and release. Release should be there, so it'd be more important to see. Okay, now we have too much compression, and I believe on the GT1000 you have more compressors to choose from. The compressor is really heavy, and we have the orange one. Still heavy. So let's go for the Boss compressor, but disengage it for now. So we need something like a delay, so delay plus will be really cool before the reverb, because it goes into the reverb. I'm going to go for a dual reverb, and I'm going to put this to, I think it's analog or tape, because some of them has some modulation, so tape for both. All right. And I'm going to increase this about 600 milliseconds, and this one around 400, something like that. It's not very important, the time. It's the way you want to really dial in. Effect level, going to bring it down a lot and check out. I think for now it's cool. It's doing its job. And now, instead of going for a chorus, I much prefer a pitch shifter. Because a chorus, we can try both. Come on, you want to go out of your place? I don't know why, sometimes this happens. I'm going to put it here before the delay. I'm going to put it to voice, to stereo. Okay, now we don't want that. What we want, it's put this in unison. Okay. When I mean unison, I mean 0. Then I'm going to go 0. Now it's 0. And then here on the fine tuning, this is much more spatial than a regular chorus, and you can try that. +9 and -9 is a trick. Uses for a lot of guys. like Boston and stuff like that. Now mode, if you put it like this in slow, usually I like to put it like slow, and here fast. All right. What I want to do now is go and grab another EQ because it's making a lot of noise. Another EQ because I think it's not after the probably the chorus here. Let's try out. It can be this one. We have a lot without it. We have some build up around probably here. Okay, let me take out this EQ because I want the parametric EQ after the this one, not this one, Jesus. Parametric EQ. No. Now I'm good to go. So I'm gonna find the frequency that it's standing out that I don't want to. This is one of those. Let's put the low Q mid. Now we can start the low cut here because I'm not liking all that bass. But the high end is kind of cool, although I'm going to take just a little bit. And also here around probably we're going to have to find out also. I'm going to put this like this and see what happens. Okay, let me take some of this and put it like so. If I disengage my EQ, it's a very big difference. I'm going to try to put my EQ after all the effects and see what happens. This way I think it's better because it will affect all the effects that are before. If you guys want to try out and go for instead of a pitch shifter and try a chorus, you can go for the chorus prime and the chorus. You can even use both, to be honest. But let's go for a chorus, stereo chorus, and see what happens. The effect is much more subtle. Even if it's stereo or dual, whatever, never has the same effect as a pitch shifter. So I really don't want too much of this, so I prefer to disengage this and engage this one. Much more pleasant to my ears, and I think it's more accordingly to an 80s guitar tone. Now I'm going to increase, I'm going to engage my compressor here. Now the problem here with the compressor that I told you before is the fact that the takt time will not really reflect what's going on with the pedal. I need it to be I need a release button in order to make the release very fast and not the attack. But I can go into the direct mix and put it like so. So the signal is blended. I don't have that kind of compression. Let me try like 30. See the level coming up? That's a thing that I didn't want to, but I'm going to increase my attack. It's faster, but it's not as fast as I would like to go. And if you lose some tone, you can always go there and put it like so. Now here in the middle, Sounds good even for rhythm stuff. Okay, like the kind of stuff they used to do, like they'll go straight into the board and just play. If you listen to songs like stuff from Michael Jackson, really cool tone. If I disengage my reverb and delay, without all effects, without also this one. Great tone for you to play and record and then add effects. The pitch shifter does have some delay. Kind of reminds me from Dream Theater. If I remember how to play it, it would be cool. Pitch shifter just by itself gives you, you know, the tone. Pretty delay here. And I think it's one of those very overlooked effects. Okay? You can also do like cascade stuff. If I do it here as well, it becomes confusing, but anyways, you can do that stuff. Without relying just on the delay, but just by itself. Now we add all those effects, extra, and the video is already too long. Now you have to play accordingly. I can't recall anything clean like in the 80s. Alright, I think it's all for today. Now I'm going to save this tone and share with you guys. So completely free. Download it. Try it in your audio workstation. Try it in your power amp of your Katana. If you do so, don't forget to go here and disengage the cab. And I think it sounds great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you can. I mean, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, because it'll help a lot. And half of you are not subscribed. I don't know why. Hope you guys enjoyed this very long video, but it's a great tone. And if you have a guitar like this with this configuration, it will be great for you, or a Strat type guitar to deal with this tone. So I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.